Welcome to, I think, maybe our first Thursday episode ever here on the Ball Hawks podcast. We decided that maybe it was a good idea this week to get our predictions in before the first round of games because, well, we're learning. This is our first actual, playoffs podcast. Playoffs? Our team doesn't even make the playoffs. Do you think we really know how to do this whole podcasting thing? Of course we don't. This is the Ball Hawks podcast. I am Steve Fisher. You can find me on Twitter at @SSFisher87. And the man of the hour, Christopher Phillips. What's happening?
Hey, Steve. What's going on? We, like you said, we are learning. We are so smart. SMRT. Happy to be here for our special divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Like you said, get those picks in before the games are actually being played, not having to throw it on Twitter at the 25th hour to hold ourselves accountable. You guys can find me on Twitter as well at PhillipsChris12, and don't forget the podcast account at ballhawks_pod. And speaking of Twitter, Steve, I think you saw it. Did you see my post the other day about eating grilled cheese sandwiches with ketchup?
I mean, you should know the answer to this because I'm pretty sure I commented on it.
I think I got a lot of... I'm going to toot my own horn. I got a lot of comments on that. So
those sound effects were brought to you by the Ball Hawks podcast.
When did we get a sound machine?
You even put your hands up to your face being like, well, guys, this definitely is a trumpet in case you didn't know my crappy sounds that were.
If you don't make the motions, does it even happen?
Well, are we talking about
am I eating a sandwich? Am I playing the trumpet? I don't know.
You doing something else?
It's like doing the elephant noise. You have to do you have to do the motion.
You obviously know kids can't do elephant noises, right? And
yeah.
I feel as a dad, I just have to be in charge of the noises. Well, either that or just my wife is really terrible at them. But obviously kids can't do it. So instead of doing the full, they just go and make their throats. It's so funny. I love it. And of course, you've got to do the hand gesture, right?
Yeah, it's just part of it. So you did see the post. So with that, so one of the many comments that I got, or one of the comments that I got out of the many, I should say, was somebody suggesting, you think ketchup with grilled cheese is good, you should try maple syrup.
Ooh.
And I'm like, really?
Okay.
I was like, pardon me, maple syrup with grilled cheese? And they're like, yeah, just trust me on it. The crusty, or the toasted, crispy, crunchy bread with the melty, gooey cheese, trust me, it works. So I had a grilled cheese sandwich for lunch today.
No, you didn't.
And I was like, I have to try it. So I go to the cupboard, I pull the maple syrup out of the cupboard, and my wife is looking at me. She's like, what are you doing? I said, don't you judge me. She's like, I'm judging you right now. Mustard
on watermelon. What? This isn't your first rodeo with me.
Exactly. Right. I'm willing to try things once at least. So I wasn't fully committed. So I wasn't gonna put the syrup puddle on the plate and start dipping and in case it was bad. So I was like, let's just put a little bit of syrup on just a bite and see how it is. So I pour the syrup on there. Nadine's in the background. I'm judging you.
Of course she is. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right? I take that first bite. It works.
Really?
I ate the rest of my grilled cheese sandwich with maple syrup today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could see it. There's always something to be said for like food takes where you have like a sweet and salty component. Like it's just like they're very complementary just by nature. So I mean, I could see that for sure. Uh, I'm with you though. Like if it doesn't sound too weird, I'm willing to try almost anything for a bite, right? Like you're not going to be like, well, let's wreck this grilled cheese sandwich in case it doesn't work. It's just a
Exactly.
quick dip, and it sucks. You go back to the trusted ketchup.
Yeah, I recommend next time you have a grilled cheese sandwich, pull out the maple syrup and give it a shot.
Okay.
So,
you heard that one here first, folks.
Question for you as well, while we're talking about grilled cheese sandwiches. Do you like cut real cheese, or do you just use like the Kraft single slices? What's your preferred?
Child, please. If you still use the Kraft singles, you aren't an adult. Let's just put it that way. If you I don't even know if you can claim to be an adult if you are still unwrapping the processed cheese like like get a grip. You use real cheese, but for me, I'm not a big I don't like buying block cheese because I hate grating cheese, so I just buy like the pre-shredded stuff. But I mean, it's real cheese, I would assume. My big one that I've been doing with grilled cheese is I love the kind of like more salty components in food, so I've been putting feta cheese or goat's cheese inside with like the cheddar. Chef's kiss that baby.
So you make your grilled cheese sandwiches with shredded cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. See, if you were to go into like, call it my cheese drawer, we've got a block of cheese. We've got a bag of shredded cheese. We've got cheese strings. We've got like pre-sliced like sandwich slices, but like not the processed ones, like actual cheese for sandwiches. Yeah. And then we also have the processed cheese slices. Like we've got like 5 things of cheese on the go at any one time.
Oh yeah, like our cheese drawer is littered with different kinds, but I like to have like, I haven't had it in a while actually, but like a fresh block of Parmesan. You got to have some goat cheese in there, some feta. Maybe there's like a smoked cheddar or like an applewood or something like that. Some shredded. Cheese strings. Obviously, we have kids. Have to have that. So
they're definitely for the kids. Yes. Cheese strings for the children.
Or the cheese strings, you guys like eat these things like candy here. Holy.
Also, I mean, you can feel free to tell me I have a child's palate when I say this, because I know you like to call me out on it anyways. Marble cheese. I'm simple. Just give me some marble cheese.
There's a little bit of nostalgia when you get like a thing of marble cheese. If I'm having cheese and crackers, I actually do prefer like if I'm just doing basic cheese and crackers, give me a little bit of marble. Bring me back to my childhood.
That's all I need. Marble cheese. I'm a happy camper.
I'm a man of simple pleasures. I mean, you tweeted out the halftime show, speaking of some football stuff. And we
talk about that here, don't
we? The NFL released their, I don't know who's sponsoring it this year, but their halftime show, and it's got, Eminem and Snoop and Mary J and Dr. Dre and Kendrick Lamar. And I just tweeted out, tell me, talk about your teenage years without telling me about them, right? That just brings me back to teenage years. And I was just so happy listening to that. Our first comment comes in from 1777 Memorabilia on YouTube. The games this week are tough to pick. I would agree. So we're gonna release our picks pretty soon here, and unlike like last week, Chris sucked. He only got 2 out of 6 right. I got 5 out of 6, and I thought they were easy picks. Like, sure, some things could have gone a little different. I'm still standing by the fact that I would never and will never pick the Bengals. Spoiler alert for you guys out there, what I'm going to pick this week. Despite maybe knowing that they were the heavy favorites to win that game. But this week, I went back and forth on a lot of them, and I don't feel as confident, Chris. How confident are you going into this?
Oh, not at all.
No?
Like, I'm in a pick'em league, and I haven't even submitted my picks yet for the week because like any team can win this week. Like this week, I think will be, last week the NFL dubbed it the super wild card weekend, and there was nothing super about it. I think this weekend will be the super divisional round because, I mean, any team can win this week, and I feel like any team that's remaining right now could win the Super Bowl.
Totally. I when
couldn't
you
say that last week.
Right. When you look at like the quality of the teams and like what they have in roster construction, I don't know if there's a team out there that it wouldn't surprise me to see any of the 8 remaining teams win it. Now, obviously, some a little heavier than others, but it wouldn't be like out of the realm for any of those teams. I would say possibly San Fran might be the longest shot to win the game, but I don't know if that's just like a little bit of recency bias that they had the closest game. It wasn't a total blowout, but yes, some definite tough picks. Let's start off in the first matchup that's going to happen on Saturday. We get 2 more days on the weekend for football, which is kind of fun. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals, stupid Bengals, and we have them going to the Music City to play the Tennessee Titans. Just a quick reminder here, folks, if you are on Twitter, we won't be able to see your comments, but if you wanted to jump in the comments, go to our YouTube page or our Facebook page. If you want to join in the chat, we'd love to hear what some of your picks are and tell us how stupid we are. Chris gets that a lot. That's what happens when you go 2 for 6 in your picks. Like you have to try hard to be that bad.
I got too cute last week, that's for sure.
That's a sentence I would never say about you. You and cute. I'll keep mine super short and simple. You know who I'm picking. I'm picking the Titans. I won't pick the Bengals, although, like you said, we talked about this on our last episode that we have. They're hot. They're playing with house money. This is the one I could see, kind of that shocking upset of the number 1 seed getting dethroned. Tennessee's getting Derrick Henry back. I like my odds when I have Derrick Henry in the playoffs. He looks mean. He looks mad. He looks like King Henry, the possessed version before he went out. Give me the Titans by 10.
Whoa.
Yep. Who you got? I mean, I think I already know who you got because we revealed our Super Bowl predictions.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, my bracket got busted already, but I'm also going with the Titans this week. Like you just mentioned, they're getting Derrick Henry back. But not only that, I mean, AJ Brown and Julio Jones should be back closer to 100% health after the bye week. So that's going to help them big. Taylor Lewan, another guy that should be back closer to 100% health after the week off. So they're getting healthy at the right time. The biggest question mark with this one is, I mean, that Cincinnati Bengals offense is built for shootouts.
Right.
Can the Titans keep up? Can Ryan Tannehill keep up and keep this team in the game if it turns into a shootout? Or does it just, are they able to use Derrick Henry and ground and pound themselves to victory by controlling the time of possession? I think that's going to be a really interesting thing to see develop during that game to see, which way the what's the word I'm looking for?
Pendulum
I don't know.
swings?
Pendulum. Thank you. Which way the pendulum swings. Hand motion. See, they help, Steve.
Although pendulums don't go side to side, they do like a swooping motion. That's why they, I mean, I'm not a science teacher, but I science sometimes.
Hashtag maths.
Hashtag, well, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of math, a little bit of science, stuff like that. Fun stuff. Yeah, I agree. I think whoever sets the tempo of this game wins it. I don't know if Tennessee's, equipped for like a massive shootout. But they do have firepower everywhere. Like you get AJ Brown the ball and he starts getting hot and that team can shoot out. And also if he gets hot, well, that means you have to not stack the box versus Derrick Henry. And that's a bad decision every single time you don't do that. So,
and if you double team AJ, now Julio's open.
Right.
Yeah.
Like on paper, they have the recipe to beat them. I don't think they're going to necessarily control the clock by just like slowly ground and pounding Derrick Henry. But they have that in their arsenal, and they have the outside capabilities to be able to, put up numbers. I think something fun to watch is the pressure of going further into the playoffs with a guy who's, never been that far into the playoffs. How does Joe Burrow handle up to the pressure? Does he, start faltering and throwing picks? Are they, who's going to turn the most balls over? I think that's going to be a huge key to it. Like, we talk about how important ball security is. Well, because it just can change the momentum of the game so quickly in one team's favor by like, a big pick six or, a punch out ball or a blocked kick or something weird like that. Right.
Yeah. And Joe Burrow is trying to, he's trying to play it cool and trying to keep an even keel about the whole thing. And, everyone in Cincinnati is freaking out. They just won their first playoff game in 31 years and they're all excited. And Joe Burrow was quoted saying, "This is the standard. This is the bare minimum going forward." So he's just trying to, keep a level head and not get too far ahead of himself, which, like you said, it's going to be interesting to see, like, can he take that off-field mentality and have it translate into his on-field performance and continue to play, up to, call them playoff standards, but really it's just professional NFL standards. I don't believe the game changes in the regular season versus the playoffs. Maybe the pressure changes a little bit, but that's again where the mentality comes in and just the focus.
Totally. And I mean, for what it's worth, like, I know there's going to be talks about, playoff experience. I've never been a huge like, oh, this team has some playoff experience, so clearly they have an advantage. Like you said, the game doesn't change. I think you just have to play football the way you play football in your style. And, if you're an aggressive team, you stay aggressive and you don't, let the moment become too big and get too cute or be too reserved in what you do. Like, you just go out and play your game. And if it's good enough to win, it wins.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's not like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase haven't done this. They won a national championship. They understand pressure.
Totally. And it wouldn't be just those guys, right? Like, you could dig deep into accolades or where certain guys have come from. And it's not like they don't have that experience anywhere. It's just when it's on the grandest stage, like, are you going to rise to the challenge? Even like from a head coaching perspective, like Zach Taylor has not made it this far as a head coach, whereas Mike Vrabel has made it this far as a head coach. So lots of good storylines in that first game. I'm excited that the weekend is kicking off with that game. It's the one I think I'm looking most forward to, actually.
It's the game I'm most looking forward to as well. And I'm unfortunately stuck at work like a sucker on Saturday, so I'll be trying to watch it on my phone like I did
Saturday,
like I did this past Sunday at brunch at the mother-in-law's. I'm really busy.
I'm gonna call your office and just like leave it on, and then you can be like, "No, I have this annoying client. He's just not getting off the phone with me.
He's just the worst." And we're just talking football the whole time.
I just have it up to the speaker. You're like, "Thanks, man."
Yeah. Well, I can stream the game on my phone, so I can watch it. Actually, maybe it was last year. I can't remember I think the Seahawks played on their playoff game on a Saturday last year. They must have. And I actually brought my iPad to work, and I basically said, "I'm unavailable from 1:00 to 4:00." And I sat in the back office and I watched the Seahawks game on my iPad.
Nothing bad about that, right?
Hey, it's only money out of my pocket.
That's right. And it's just money, so
go money
at another time, right?
That's right.
All right, let's move on to the night game for Saturday, we've got the San Francisco 49ers going to Lambeau Field to play Green Bay and the Packers, the Cheeseheads of Wisconsin.
The frozen tundra.
The frozen tundra. You already know what my pick is because I've picked Green Bay to win the Super Bowl, so I think they are going to win. I think they're the most complete team on the remaining 8. They've got pass rush, they've got DBs, they've got an offensive line with Bakhtiari maybe coming back. Got the best wide receiver in football. They've got the best quarterback in football. They've got the best 1-2 punch running back in football. So I have Green Bay winning. I don't know what they're going to win by. I feel like San Fran has a recipe to keep it close, or closer than maybe it should. This game I could see coming down to 7 points. But at the same time, I could also see this one getting really far away, depending how hungry and how fast the Packers come out of the gate. But obviously, I have Green Bay in this one.
So really quick, just gonna know you said Titans by 10. So I'm just actually looking at the spread right now. The Titans are favored by 3.5, which I think they cover.
They cover.
The Packers are favored by 5.5.
Really?
Which I think the Niners cover.
You think this is going to be under a 1-score game?
Yeah.
You know what? I really hope I'm wrong because I want, again, when my team isn't in it, I just want a good football game that has some wild stuff and a crazy finish, and it's entertaining as much as that sucks when it's your team and you're having a mini heart attack. But I would give Green Bay I would take Green Bay the points on that one.
Okay. So you tweeted about it the other day with our buddy Dave. I don't want to pick a winner in this game.
Can they both lose?
Like you mentioned it last week about the Rams and Cardinals game, which that one wasn't that hard because my biggest rival is the 49ers. I hate them more than any other team in the league. The Packers are a close second because I hate Aaron Rodgers more than any other player in the league. And I just, like you said, it's, the most punchable face in the league versus my biggest rival. And, talk about being between a rock and a hard place. And this is it for me. This is it. I mean, there is some recency bias there because the Niners did put up such a good game against the Cowboys, which, I mean, you could argue the Cowboys beat themselves with 14 penalties and an inept offense. Who's going to play at quarterback for the 49ers is a big question. Jimmy Garoppolo is dealing with a shoulder injury to go along with his thumb injury. So is it going to be Jimmy? Is it going to be Trey Lance? They both suck anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to come, Deebo Samuel is the guy that carries that offense and everything runs through him. But like you said, they're getting David Bakhtiari back. They're getting Zadarius Smith back. They're getting Jair Alexander back. Those are 3 all-pro talented players. And they're at home. I have to take the Packers.
Yeah, it's a good point. Whenever there's a close game, I can't decide who I'm going to pick. I almost 90% of the time I will revert to the home team because, there's that just little bit of extra advantage that you get on home field. They won the number 1 seed with having all of those guys out. That's how talented this team is. I don't know how that game is only, what did you say, 3.5 or 4.5?
5.5.
Oh, 5.5. Yeah, I don't know. I would take a 1 score for the Packers easily there.
See, I could see it being a field goal difference or a 28-24, something along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if there's any game that's going to be super volatile in the score, that could probably be the game. Just a blowout or a super close game. Should we take a couple minutes here for a little bit of sponsor promos?
I would like to talk about some sponsors.
Yeah. Go, you start.
Yeah. So, as you guys know, Steve and I love beer, and we like good beer. And I mean, with that, we love Bad Tattoo Brewing. You can go to badtattoobrewing.com and sign up for the Bad Tattoo Beer Club today and get beer delivered right to your doorstep all across Canada, from Bona Vista to Vancouver Island. Yes, that's right, all across Canada. I'm just having a look at what's on their website right now, guys. There's a lot of great options there. The peanut butter chocolate porter that Steve and I have been singing the praises about, it's still available online. They have their Bad is Best mixer case, so you get their 5 flagship beers, plus you get the peanut butter chocolate porter in there. So you get a little bit of everything with that one. Steve and I think I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that you and I ordered and split on, was the Bad is Best mixer case. So again, guys, I'm going to put it up for you here so you can see it. Go sign up for the Bad Tattoo Beer Club, badtattoobrewing.com. I promise you will not be disappointed. And like I said on Sunday, guys, I haven't heard back from anybody yet. But if anyone wants to go to Bad Tattoo Kelowna this weekend and watch some football, I am willing to break dry January to meet up with you guys to go drink some beer, eat some pizza, and watch some football. So again, hit me up on Twitter, hit up the DMs for my personal account, hit us up on the podcast account at ballhawks_pod. If you have my phone number, text me. I would love to meet up with some of you guys and go down and support Bad Tattoo Kelowna.
Definitely. I'm, you know what, as soon as we're done here, I am going to be all over the Twitter machine, tagging people, getting people together. Maybe we'll do like the Saturday evening game or kind of whatever works for us. Maybe even the Sunday afternoon game. I don't know. We're wild cards like that. It's not wild card weekend, but we're wild cards, so we might just do it. Our other sponsors, our other sponsor. You would think I'm not an English teacher the way I talk. We are also sponsored by Lake Therapy Apparel. You can get their gear at laketherapyapparel.ca. And if you use the code BALLHAWKS, you get 10% off your order, your entire order. Doesn't matter if you order 1 thing, 3 things, 13 things, you will get 10% off. I love my gear. Just before we jumped on, I was like, oh, I need to go grab mine. And then I realized it's in the wash because I've been wearing it so much, because it is mega comfy. We got some of the Okanagan series stuff because, obviously we live in the Okanagan. They've got their Tulameen series stuff as well. Made more sense for us to be, wearing Okanagan stuff being in the Okanagan. But I've looked at some of the Tulameen stuff and it looks super awesome. Go ahead.
I've had a look at their iconic gear. Yeah. So they have t-shirts and crew neck sweaters in the iconic line. That's something I'll definitely be ordering for myself. I'll just take this off here. You guys see that blue maple leaf right beside the Bad Tattoo logo? You'll see it all over our post as well. That's the Lake Therapy Apparel logo, and that's what's on the iconic line of clothing. So definitely go check it out, laketherapyapparel.ca.
Yeah, I just love their branding. I love everything they stand for. They're local business, so thinking local. They're also thinking about their global footprint by reducing the different things that they do, sourcing their gear to reduce that footprint globally. And, obviously they're like proudly Canadian with the Canadian flag there. You got like the tree in the middle, just kind of encompasses everything that they do, as their mission. And like I said before, when I'm wearing the gear, it just reminds me of like my go-to happy place. Just, I feel like I'm down by the lake. I was a little choked yesterday when it snowed. I was like, oh yeah, we got our lake therapy stuff. It it's almost like it's melting the snow for us. I was seeing green everywhere. And then the stupid snow came in. So I'm going to have to get my stuff out of the washer, dry it so we can get to spring and I can get down to the lake with my lake therapy gear. So appreciate those two companies, Ryan from Bad Tattoo and Samantha from Lake Therapy Apparel for jumping on and partnering with us. Let's move on to the Sunday game now, Chris.
Sunday. Man, that soundboard is really good.
So good, right? And I didn't even press a button.
Look, Mom, no hands.
So the early game, I think this one's a morning game. A noon game. So this one's a noon game. We have the LA Rams going to Tampa to play the one and only GOAT, Tom Brady, and the Buccaneers. You had neither of these teams winning.
Yeah.
So
I still have neither one of them winning. Just kidding.
I'm gonna let you go first on this one. I think I went first on both the Saturday games, though. So you got to reveal now.
Yeah. So LA traveling down to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and his Buccaneers. I mean, the hits just keep on coming for Brady and the Bucs. I mean, already out without Chris Godwin, already out without a lot of stars on the defensive side of the ball. And now he's without starting right tackle Tristan Wirfs. And he it sounds like he is doubtful for this Sunday, which I don't know, man. I see the Rams twice a year in the NFC West, and I wouldn't want to be without one of my starting offensive linemen going up against Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, Sebastian Joseph Day. Like, the list goes on and on and on with the pass rushers that the Rams have. So Brady could be in for a long day down in Tampa. He could be, throwing tablets on the sidelines, getting in referees' faces because he's pissed off that he keeps getting hit so much. Jalen Ramsey's going to be just blanketing Mike Evans all day. So he's going to be relying on Gronk and Cyril Grayson and Scotty Miller. I don't even know if Scotty Miller is actually healthy or not. But I know he plays there. So this one just had looking at the spread, Bucs are favored by 3.
Wow.
I have the Rams covering and winning.
Wow. You heard it here first. The LA Rams are moving on.
Which I can't believe I said because I still don't trust Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, for all those reasons, I think you kind of stole the show on this one. I have the Rams winning. They looked so dominant against the Cardinals. I thought that one might be a little closer. The Cardinals were kind of dominant early in the season.
Cliff Kingsbury should lose his job.
Yeah.
That late season collapse that they've had 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Not a good look for sure. If Jalen Ramsey locks up Mike Evans like Jalen Ramsey can, I don't know if he'll be able to lock him up completely. But if he's able to lock him up mostly, I don't know what the Bucs do. Like, I don't think they're going to run all over Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd and Von Miller and those guys. I don't see how the Bucs win this, and that's so hard to say. Like, so many years of watching Tom Brady win over and over and over. You just never bet against him. That's kind of like the golden rule. You bet against him, he wins, and you're like, what was I thinking? Like, he just does it every year. So why am I betting against him? Why am I so surprised? The dominance has to end somewhere. And like you said, they're just so nicked up everywhere. For Tom Brady to be good, he needs to have time in the pocket. And
for any quarterback to be good.
Right. I feel like some quarterbacks are more equipped to be in and out of the pocket, rolling out, whatever that is. Like, we were talking about the Titans. You can at least, nullify some of that pass rush if you get Tannehill rolling out to one side or the other, keeping the defense kind of like on their toes. Well, we know with Tom, it's not going to be that. It's going to be moving up and down the pocket, just with that good pocket feel and awareness. But if he doesn't have time, he's going to collapse. I've got the Rams easily covering that, I think. I just don't see how they win that game. So yeah, we're 3 for 3 here, Chris.
We are.
Let's go on to the very last game. Maybe this will be the one that changes and sets the tone for the week. We've got the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Who you got?
Yeah. So did you prepare at all your picks, or are you making your picks like live as we go here?
I already knew who I was going to. I'm just writing down your picks so I can roast you later with them. But if you keep picking everybody I pick, one, you have a good chance of winning or doing better than you did last week. But I can't roast you if you keep picking who I pick.
Right. I did not do like any like pre-thought. Like going into this, I was like, who am I going to pick tonight? Like I have no idea. Like I'm flying by the seat of my pants here right now.
I'm just writing your picks down. I looked at the games and I was like, yeah, I think that's who's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have the Chiefs hosting Josh Allen and Bills Mafia. Again, like two offenses that seem to be firing on all cylinders right now. I mean, the Bills just got over a huge hump by, destroying the Patriots once and for all. And getting past that hurdle, especially in the playoffs, that's always been a big hurdle for them.
Almost put up a 50 burger on them,
right?
Like, the Patriots were a top 5 defense, and the Bills almost put up a 50 burger on them.
Yeah.
Whew.
But then we have Patrick Mahomes. I mean, former league MVP is also just doing all the things that we expect him to do. Travis Kelce is playing great. Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill. He's just really fast. He's a bit boomer bust, but Mahomes. The biggest thing with Mahomes is he's really starting to use, his Mecole Hardmans, his Byron Pringles, his running backs. He's not just using Tyreek and Kelce because defenses were figuring that out. Worry about these two guys, and the Chiefs offense is going to fall apart. I mean, he really seemed to figure out, spreading the ball around, using everybody, getting everyone involved. I think they even had a thick 6 last week, didn't they? They had an O-line touchdown, did they not? Maybe? I don't know.
Thick 6.
I saw that on Twitter. I was like, I like that. Yeah, I like that one. What Josh Allen do we get this week? Do we get good Josh Allen like we had last week? Or do we get bad Josh Allen that played against Jacksonville? That's probably the biggest question mark going into this game is what Josh Allen do we get? Now, saying that Bills defense is deadly. Like Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer at safety, just playing out of their minds right now. I still can't believe that Micah Hyde interception last week. Tre'Davious White, I've drawn a blank on his name for a second there. Tre'Davious White is one of the best cornerbacks in the game. Tremaine Edmonds?
Yes,
at linebacker. Phenomenal linebacker. Probably top 10 linebacker in the league. I don't really know who they have on the defensive line, but I mean, they seem to get the job done.
That's so for me, that's where I think they just shine out of nowhere. They've got Boogie Basham on the line. They've got Ed Oliver. Jerry Hughes has been a staple there forever. They've got guys like Star Lotulelei. They just drafted Greg Rousseau, who was playing in there and playing really well. So when you get a D line, and like you mentioned, Tremaine Edmonds, they also have Matt Milano at linebacker. When your front 7 gets to the quarterback, you can really play with any secondary, because when your quarterback is getting rid of the ball, pro level DBs can cover for a certain amount of time, right? So now you get really good DBs with really good edge rushers, and that's just a really bad combo. So where you were saying what Josh Allen do we get, I'm wondering what Patrick Mahomes we get. Are we going to get Pat like throws the ball away Mahomes, or are we getting Pat that can throw for 400 yards and a half?
Right. Yeah. Or is he going to be running for his life, or is he going to have time to get rid of the ball?
It's like the same storyline, and you don't know who's going to like falter first, or
totally.
if they're going to falter. Like you said, it could be like this massive shootout, which is super exciting.
Yeah, I mean the Chiefs are favored by 2.5. I'm doing it again. I'm taking the road team. Bills win. Better defense. I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, the more I think about this game, the harder this game is to pick. I mean, I knew who was playing, so going back and forth on these teams, who would you pick? Like you mentioned on the offensive side of the ball, like they don't need to include Tyreek. It's easier, but you got McCole Hardman who decides he's going to step up and play. You get some like unheralded action from Jerick McKinnon, who I relatively forgot still played football, but he can look good. I would agree with you. The Bills defense on paper is way better, but the thing about a Steve Spagnuolo defense is they always tend to get better as the season goes on. Like either the guys are figuring out a system or it's clicking more together. You obviously have the guys on the line, like who is it? Frank Clark is on that line.
Jaron Reed, Chris Jones. Reed.
Oh yeah, I forgot Chris Jones is on that line. Yeah, I mean they've got a lot of talent in the front. They've obviously got the Honey Badger on the back end, who can just kind of make plays really whenever he wants. It'll be interesting to see which one plays out. They've got L'Jarius Sneed at corner. I think this game, more than any game, is going to come down to which quarterback doesn't throw the ball away. So if we get the Mahomes that's throwing a couple picks, I don't know if he can recover from that, or if you have Josh Allen doing the same thing. I bounced back and forth between this, and my rule of thumb should say that I pick the Chiefs, but I'm picking the Bills. I know. I thought you were leaning towards the Chiefs, and I was like, yes, finally. And then I stopped and I was like, why am I telling him all these great things that like swaying him to the Bills? Partly because I just want to see a different team represent, I guess. And I know that's unfair to Chiefs fans because, when my teams are dominating, like, I'm an Alabama fan. So when they're dominating, it's annoying to hear everybody say, oh, I just want someone else to win. But
I'm one of those people.
Right. I understand why you would say that because, variety is the spice of life. So give me the Bills to, change things up, shake it up a little bit. Yeah.
Look at us taking the home teams on Saturday, the road teams on Sunday, and dispatching the 2 Super Bowl teams from last year. You're out of here.
You're gone right now. You should have also picked up on the fact that last week when we did our Super Bowl predictions, I had Green Bay versus Buffalo. So be kind of stupid to go back on my word now. Your Super Bowl prediction as
that I listened to you.
Yeah. You don't listen to me. We already know that.
What was that?
Just so we all remember, Chris's Super Bowl predictions were, how about them Cowboys versus the Titans? So
I'm not taking any questions at this time.
You look a little pissy, Chris. That was so good. I am always.
Why don't you just tell everyone what your Super Bowl pick was? Because you know everything.
Yeah. I mean, I do know everything. So, although when you say it like that, when you say oh, look at us taking the home teams and then the road teams. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it just sounds like it's going to be wrong. So
Yeah.
part of me wants to switch my picks right now,
Nope,
but
they're locked in.
well, not until we're done the episode. We might go for another hour here in debate.
And end stream.
No, we're not doing that. So unfortunately, folks, nothing we can do to make fun of Chris this week. He will not be catching me in the picks this year.
I mean, we can. However,
it wouldn't be
we'll
our
also be making fun of Steve. So, hey, it's a win-win. Win-win.
Nothing like being the whipping boy every once in a while.
Some people are into that sort of thing.
With that being said, this family-friendly show is almost out of time. So yeah, I'll jump on Twitter, the Twitter machine, and maybe I'll start hitting some people up if they want to join us for a little break Chris's dry January, have a little pizza, have a little bevies, and enjoy some football down at Bad Tattoo there. If you want to hit us up at ballhawks_pod, you can hit me up at ssfisher87 or Chris at phillipschris12. Any of them, let us know you're in, and maybe we can reserve some tables there and have a good old time. What do you think?
Have a heckin' good time.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you the last words like I always do, bud.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of the Ballhawks podcast. We are a part of the Dean Blundell Network. You can find us over on Twitter at ballhawks_pod. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube, all under those same handles. So check us out, subscribe, like, review, give us 5 stars. I mentioned it last week. Spotify does offer a rating system now, so go give us 5 stars over on Spotify as well as whatever other podcast channel you're listening to. Give us a rating. Give us a review. We like reading them. Makes us feel nice. Even the bad ones. Anyways, guys, we appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Go Hawks.
Peace.